Hey, what's up, nerds? What the hell is junk wax, and what does it have to do with Magic the Gathering? First of all, I'm going to just break down the term junk wax. It was a time period in the late 1980s, early 1990s when anything from sports cards to other collector cards were just printed into oblivion. More and more companies were making sets as like players, organizations licensed and said, hey, you want to print some cards? You can print some cards. You want to print some cards? You print some cards. And they did. They printed and they printed and they printed as more and more people jumped into the hobby, speculated, thought they were going to, strike it rich and have a gold mine of trading cards. Every small town in America had at least one shop. I'm speaking from experience. My tiny little hometown of less than 5,000 people in north central Kansas had a hobby shop downtown that sold comic books, also a boomer bust era for comic books, and sports cards. And me and my buddy went there every week when the new releases came out, and we spent money because we were going to, be collectors and strike it rich someday. So the junk wax era referred to the old wax packs, and it was actually during that area that things went from a wax pack to more like the foil wrappers. But, whatever. They were known as junk wax because they're worthless today. Case in point, this box of inaugural Upper Deck football I purchased. I've removed the little thing because of my embarrassment, the price tag, but I purchased this for $30 back in 1991. It's still sealed. There's an opportunity to get a super sweet Joe Montana card from when he played for the Notre Dame Irish, right? This box, $30 back then. I'd be hard pressed to get $20, $25 out of it now. All these years later, more than 30 years later. And according to inflation, well, I'll flash those numbers up for you, but just inflation wise, this box should be worth, almost $80. Yeah. Okay. Big loss of money. And it's a beautiful set. These Upper Deck cards are absolutely gorgeous. Upper Deck, best set of the year, worthless. You see where I'm going with this? It's just an example. Another example. This wasn't just confined to sports cards. This Horror Glow Creature from the Black Lagoon, drawn by Todd McFarlane of Spider-Man fame. He was very popular back in the day. And it glows in the dark. Super rare chase cards in the Universal Monsters Illustrated set, which came out in 1994. Even though they say copyright 1991, I don't, explain that to me. But I can buy it for a few bucks on eBay. When things get printed into oblivion, they don't have any value. And you're going, whoa, dude, what does this have to do with Magic the Gathering? Magic the Gathering is a game. You're right. It's a trading card game, a collectible card game. We're talking about supply side economics here. During the junk wax era, companies saw people were buying more and more cards, and so they said, well, shit, let's print more and more cards because people want them. And they did. They printed billions upon billions of trading cards, anything from sports, baseball, football, basketball, to monster cards, to trading cards with cars on them, to trading cards with popular TV shows on them. They printed and they printed and they printed and they printed some more. You could find these cards everywhere. Walmart, Kmart, your local grocery store. You could buy baseball cards anywhere you wanted to. And of course, you build it, they will come. There was a huge surge in speculative investing. The stuff you guys love to gripe about with Magic the Gathering. But anytime something's collectible and there's a perceived value, people are going to buy it with hopes that they can sell it for more money later. So the companies just cranked up those printers, and the money machine went, as Rudy from Alpha Investments likes to say, the money machine went burr until it didn't burr anymore, until people started realizing that their stuff was garbage and the bottom fell out. And I'm sitting on a box of 1991 Upper Deck, like inaugural edition football cards that's worth a fraction of what it was when I originally purchased it. So the warning for Magic is clear. And I'm afraid Hasbro doesn't give a shit. As long as they can print money, they're going to print money, and they're going to print it into oblivion. And I hear you saying, but this is a game. These are game pieces. This is different. Yeah, I'll agree with that. I hear you. But I also want you to think about this. Look at the prices of some of the Magic cards from the Alpha set. And I'm not talking about reserve list cards here. I'm talking about some of the cards that have been printed and printed and printed again, but they're still valuable from that original set. Shivan Dragon is one. It's not playable anymore. So why does it carry such a hefty price tag? Well, there weren't many alpha cards printed, and there aren't many Shivan Dragons out there in the wild. It really all comes back down to rarity. And when people wave their fingers and say, oh, Magic's not dying, they think I'm strictly talking about it as a game. Magic, whether you like it or not, has never just been a game. Since the very beginning, it has been a collectible. And when it ceases to be that, it ceases to be something mass amounts of people are going to spend money on. And when that happens, unless there's a major shift in print runs, if there's a major shift in anything else, then the game you love is going to stop being the game you love. They're not going to make as much. People are going to stop opening boxes. People are going to stop buying it. If anything, just know that that junk wax era was a real cautionary tale about supply and demand. As Hasbro tries to increase profits while cutting their workforce, they're probably going to print and print and print more Magic cards, and more than ever, and try to sell them to you. Look at the cautionary tale that happened just last year. Dominaria Remastered. Beautiful set. Printed into the ground. The fact that I was able to go online just last week and buy a collector booster box of Midnight Hunt for almost $100. They're beautiful cards, but they clearly have outstripped demand with the supply. Things to think about. My throat is still killing me. You can probably hear it in my voice. Thanks for watching. Have happy holidays. I will be back soon with my Magic the Gathering year in review. Hi guys, take care of each other.